everybody, Genevieve here to talk about our upcoming new moon in Gemini, which is going to be just after midnight on Sunday morning, so really late at night on Saturday night for most of us, people that don't go to sleep very early, especially on the weekends. Well, we know Gemini season is actually almost over, right? Gemini season is going to be ending actually just a couple days after this new moon in Gemini. What happened was, if you recall, we had two new moons in Taurus last month. And so because we had that Taurus black moon and because of the precession of the equinoxes, which we've talked about before, things are a little bit out of alignment. And so this new moon is falling towards the end of Gemini season, but it is very much bringing some Gemini, some air, some energy that we need. And what is the Gemini air, the Gemini quality? Well, we know Gemini is ruled by Mercury, right? The planet of communication. So Gemini are very idea-oriented, social people, very much about communication, usually very open-minded. They like to get into in-depth kind of intellectual conversations with people. They love to hear diverse and different opinions and ideas and input. They will usually listen to all of those before making up their mind about things, but they're also very analytical, very kind of logical thinkers. So opinions can be swayed and can change with, whatever is popular at the time. But a Gemini, not so rigid in thinking as the Aquarius air sign. But usually they are also evidence driven and based. And, once they get the evidence that is kind of just unequivocal, like there's no disputing it, you're pretty much not going to change their mind. Not that they don't enjoy debating and discussing with you a different point of view, whether it is to change your mind or at least to kind of see where you're coming from. And that is the lightheartedness and the easygoing, the mutable quality of Gemini air. So that is usually definitely a very positive thing, especially as we're going to be going into the more emotional sign of Cancer in the next couple of days after the new moon. This new moon energy, unfortunately, there are some aspects that might be a little bit challenging. There is something going on with Neptune that can put some confusion and maybe kind of disillusion or illusion in romantic partnerships. There is also some things going on with Juno that can bring in a little bit of deception, which can also cloud your judgment. And there is a tendency, unfortunately, with some of the darker alignments here, to guard against, or you may need to guard against domestic violence against women, particularly in romantic partnerships. So if that is you, or if you know someone who's in a volatile relationship as it is these next couple of days, have a plan, have an exit plan, have a safety outlet, have a safe house, have phone numbers to call, places to go to remove yourself from that situation, even if it's just temporary, to let the energy calm down. We don't want anyone to have to suffer through that. But make sure you have your network in place if this is something that you're dealing with or have the potential to deal with, have dealt with in the recent past that might resurface again, okay? That's the biggest warning I've got with this right now. That fixed star, which is in opposition to Neptune, and it's in the sign of Gemini right now, right next to the moon and the sun. So again, a new moon occurs when the moon and the sun are in the same sign together within just a couple of degrees or the exact degree. So that's going to be just a little bit after midnight on Sunday morning. So that being said, though, the airy Gemini energy of the sun and the moon, right, should help you kind of find, a way to get yourself extricated out or around the situation. Also to communicate with other people in any way that is necessary, that, hey, I need help, or, I need you to help me kind of squash this situation, or, just neutralize this situation, right? So my oil blends that I created several years ago for the Gemini new moon, I call Stimuli, because the stimulus of the mind of the air sign Gemini, stimuli obviously is multiple levels of stimulation, as I explained to my brother years ago when he was still a child. He's a very intelligent kid. He's not a child anymore, but he's a Gemini. And, just like ridiculous, like something's ridiculous, I'm like, well, this is ridiculi. That's various levels of ridiculousness, and so on and so on. And so that's kind of my muse for this oil blend that I created for the new Gemini moon. And it is very airy, very kind of calming, air cleaning, supportive oil blend to make us feel light on our feet, to help ease communication, to help ease calm, to help bring some creativity and intellectual spark into any dialogue or debate. And so that is what the goal is, and a potential outcome of this new moon if we work with, again, our higher selves, our higher energies, not our base and our lower energies. So again, yes, there's always good, a little bit of bad with good, and things to watch out for, but we can always turn a negative into a more positive situation if we are aware, if we are prepared, right? So yeah, we've been dealing with a lot of strange weather patterns the last few weeks. We've been dealing with a lot of infrastructure issues, especially here in the Mid-East Coast, where I live. And, this is kind of the disruptive of kind of just the climate that we're in right now, I believe. So the Gemini air, hopefully, and this new moon is going to be supportive and bringing together opposing ideas and viewpoints to get shit done, to get bridges and roads fixed, to help deal with climate change that is going on. That is very real occurrence, the wildfires that are happening, and just strange, changing, shifting weather patterns, and political climate patterns as well. So use this oil blend, again, to meditate with a new moon. This is a great time to sage. This is a great time to cleanse your space, your home, your office, energetically and physically. It's a great time to goal set your intentions. You are whatever you have worked on in the past month or so coming to fruition. You're going to appreciate that. You're going to breathe in the Gemini air, and then you're going to breathe out and be prepared for the next season, which is going to be our Cancer season. So yeah, just again, the biggest thing to watch out for, there is a potential of marriage, because the new moon is conjunct Juno, which is very much women and women power, and just kind of positive, like marriage, union, that kind of thing. But do watch out for that square with Neptune that, is going to create confusion, deception. And it's the fixed star is called Alheka. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And this is what we have to guard against: danger of violence, especially from men in domestic partnerships. So, and this should go without saying, guys, but come on, let's get real. If it has to be repeated, it has to be repeated. Not all men. Okay, not all Geminis, not all women, not all, but it's just something to prepare yourself against and guard against, right? So, yeah, breathe, get some stimuli, get that creative juices flowing, that communication flowing, the bridge repairing and building going. Let's do this, okay? Let's have a great season. Till next time, namaste, blessed be. And let's keep it moving. All right.